All right, only 2 spots on this map, and one of those 2 spots at the top, we have a guy who's down 1 game. His ID.
Slayers MMA.
Nice, we got fans from Canada. From what I understand, Canadians are just like Americans, except they read books. Here in the bottom left, we have our Protoss player. He is the Wizard of
FX Oz.
Wow. The Wizard of FX Oz, man.
Well, Tasteless. He's running as quickly as he can down that yellow brick road to get all the way to the GSL finals.
Yeah. Now, you know, you got to go into the mindset of the Terran that just lost that last game. You know, he did this fast expand build. Here's what he's thinking going into that. He's like, all right, here's where I'm going to take my 3rd. Check for, you know, late game, I got to move here. I got to control those watchtowers. And he's going over that in his, you know, all that stuff in his mind. And then all of a sudden he's like, oh, what? There's stalkers in my base. And then he doesn't get to do his strategy. It's a very frustrating thing, guys.
Yeah, and, you know, even though he got that bunker up, which, you know, that's something that's going to make him feel a lot more safe. His opponent just runs by and starts putting on the sick pressure. A big part of it was killing the SCV, making the command center. You know, that made MMA panic a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have a tech web coming up here.
Will it just be a Marauder expand?
Yeah, I mean, he could get a Reaper. I don't know if the Reaper is the best choice on this map. Then again, I guess there's a lot of ledges on this map. The Reaper can actually constantly escape from
a Reaper's
in the middle.
I don't like a Reaper on this map.
I don't like it either, but I guess. Like, okay, no, it's going to be Marauder.
Yeah, Marauder expansion most likely coming up.
You get our approval. You have our approval.
Yeah, that's a fine opening. You know, Oz will have to micro very well to hold it off, depending upon the unit composition he chooses.
And,
wow, you know, not making out of here alive.
I would have thought MMA would have picked a map that he had a stronger win-to-loss.
You know, he definitely has a specific TVP strategy planned out for this.
Yeah.
You know, he may feel like, oh, this is a good map for it. And in a lot of ways, it is. I mean, let's look at some reasons why this map can be good. For one, you know, with all the small little valleys, yeah, Colossus could do a lot of splash damage, but Vikings are going to pick off amazing angles where you can't blink across to kill them because then you're over near his army, you know, because of all that little terrains that we're watching in between. Look at how small these paths are. So Vikings are going to pick off Colossi very easily on this map. It's one thing that's definitely going to help out for Terran against Protoss. And, I mean, is Charge Lot really the best thing to go here without a lot of surface area?
He can actually trap
yeah, this is bad news.
Oh,
Goodbye.
no. And here's the thing is that, oh, God, it's so bad to actually lose that first Stalker. That can actually cost him the game. Yeah, and the Zealot's out of position. Oh, and he's being so smart. MMA is just going straight for it.
Yes, completely the right decision. In fact, you know, this is going to be gross for him to try to hold. A little micro mistake by Oz. When your Stalker gets stuck, you may as well just right-click him to do as much damage as possible.
Oh, my God. Oz is not focused right now.
He is in a little bit of trouble. No question about that. And with a bunker going up,
he should try to go up the ramp.
Yeah,
okay, good. He's going to go up the ramp. Some people will just attack the Nexus. That's actually he's going to attack the Nexus. I don't agree with that. He should go up there and try to get that Stalker or kill probes until the bunker finishes.
But a little bit scared of the probes. And down the probes come. Very good choice here, bringing those extra probes, and he needs to do that. Targeting down the Marauder very quickly. Down goes Marine as well.
That was so good.
Beautiful
that
micro.
was so beautifully done.
Wow. Oz just showing why he is one of the best Protoss in the entire world.
It's like they all have little tasers. They're just zapping that Marauder.
That was really, what a beautiful hold by Oz. That's a scary situation as well.
Wow, that was not the result that was expected when MMA killed the Stalker and then ran past the Zealot.
Yeah.
That was not what I thought was going to happen.
Well, it was just so beautifully done by Oz. He knew exactly how many probes to bring. He knew how to micro it. Everything looked great. You know, the Zealot left at home actually was really smart because that way he couldn't rally up more units to help that easily. He had to kill the Zealot first. That bought Oz time to deal with it with the 2 Stalkers and the probes. A brilliant move for him to keep the Zealot over there.
You know, I think MMA might be in some trouble. I mean, I feel like he's kind of being outclassed so far.
Well, you know,
everything he's done.
Oz, in my opinion, one of the absolute top Protoss in the world.
We were actually excited really excited, like more excited than normal.
Yeah, no,
they were like, oh, yes, we get to cast Oz. We're both Protoss players.
MMA
excellent.
is so godly, but really, looking at this group, man, I've been saying for a while, I think it's going to be Supernova Oz. I think that, these two players, their time is here. Their time is now, Tasis.
Yes.
They're just like Tasis, their time is now.
My time is always now, though.
I know.
That's the thing.
I know.
It's good being Tasis, guys.
Your time is always.
Yeah. My time is like infinity. Does that even work? I don't know. So the SCV gets in here. Not a huge deal that if it's good for MMA because it gets an idea of what's going on. I don't think Oz is going to care that much because Oz is doing a pretty standard play right now, so there's not a whole lot to like counter.
Yeah.
As far as what he's doing, it's like he sees 2 Stargates and he's like, what? I'm only making Marines now.
Yeah. And Oz is playing very standard.
Oh no! What's going to happen?
Wow.
I don't know if force fields were actually good there. And here's the thing is, those are Marauders, which means you can't run away, but as I'm saying that, like, MMA is, like, going to win that battle, he doesn't, and he walks back.
Well, right now, Oz is playing a very solid game. 2 Forges going up. You might be asking, why is that as his expansion? Because the Terran army should never be there. He's already lost the game. You never want to put the Forges somewhere where drops can kill them easily.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's going to go for a Twilight style. Probably he'll start adding in Immortals relatively soon here. That's the current trend in Korea. If you're going to go for the quick Forges and Twilight Council style, you'll add in up to 4 Immortals. They're just really, really helpful as supplementary units to your army. So we'll see if he chooses
the Immortal
to go
is
with
like
that.
It's actually my favorite unit, I think.
Mine too, man.
It's just like so interesting. It can kill so many different things.
It's really such a great, cool unit.
Pylon coming up here, the upper left. It's kind of standard to put that there. Basically, when he puts the pylon up in that location, if the Terran takes that expansion of the upper left, which generally they tend to take, we do see them take the one in the kind of center right as well, but then he can just warp in units over there. Always a good idea to do stuff like that. And it also allows him to spot for drops if they pass by that area up there. And see, he has another pylon over there. So basically, Oz has MMA contained. There's no way that MMA can get inside of Oz's base and kill a bunch of stuff.
Yes. He'll see it coming, man.
Yeah, he'll know. I mean, MMA might drop the pylon, which is fine, and he should do that, and Oz will be fine with losing that pylon because it's not, it's not his gateways in his main. It's not an expansion.
Just the fact the pylon's there, the timing of that drop is now gone. He can't do the drop. He drops to kill the pylon. Would I pay 100 minerals to stop a drop, just make the drop never happen? Yes, Tasteless, I would. Thank you for asking.
No problem. I asked the tough questions.
And there you go. That drop that wanted to go towards Oz, it now is going to have a much harder time.
I'm actually surprised he's still going to go with the drop.
Well, he's seen some of the pylons because of floating his factory across, so he's going to go clean those up.
Oh, okay, you're right. I see. I get it.
Blink on the way. I love this, clearing out the pylons. Very smart
so
moves by
close,
MMA.
he barely got those zealots out. Uh-oh, is he going to get intercepted?
I love how calm he's staying, MMA. He's just like, all right, take it slow.
Oh, wow. God.
Big catch. Big catch there by MMA.
Damn, man. MMA is just having a kind of a bad beat this. Oz is like actually a superhuman right now.
He's playing so well.
Oz is actually my new man crush. Yeah. I'm done with Seed. I'm done with Younghwa. It's all about Oz now.
Seed crushed his Code A match. Crushed a nerd.
Did he do his crazy
he's coming
Seed strats?
He's coming up to reclaim his taste.
Remember when Seed actually hallucinated and Immortal?
Yes.
And like tricked his opponent, and that's when I knew what love was. I fell in love with him.
Yes, I remember that very well. And, he's going for the quicker Psystorm style right now instead of the Immortal play that we've seen a lot recently on the Korean server. Well, maybe not you guys, but that has happened a lot recently on the Korean server.
He doesn't have his whole army together. He's got to be careful. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but he has a decent number of force fields. He has Charge on the way, 2-2 on the way, and Psystorm as well, as previously mentioned. And when he gets that up, Oh, Oz, I love you so. He's actually expanding right now. Look at the blue dots on the minimap. They're everywhere. Everywhere. He sees everything. He doesn't care about those hundreds of minerals.
Oh, okay. He's going to get into the main now.
And
I don't know if Oz is paying attention because, there's the two armies are kind of trying to outmaneuver each other.
Has to wait
Gotta be
for a big
careful where he
warping
warps
round.
us in. MMA smart, he'll shoot down the pylons where the units can warp in.
Base is under attack.
Both players going for their third bases.
Oh, really nice. He just does the damage and leaves.
He knows that with that many gates, you can get a big warping around and just crush that.
Yeah, you can actually warp in a bunch of stalkers and just run up and shoot down the medevac. And then
Yeah.
you did a trade instead of actually just doing pure damage.
Now, Oz has gotten a second robo, and I gotta ask myself, is this some sort of funny thing he's doing, or stops him from killing the medevac. Well done by MMA there.
Well, he's going to the blink. He might be able to go down a little bit further. Oh!
And he's got to get back from there.
He needs to back up a little bit there. Oh, nice side storms. Beautiful side storms.
MMA's got to be careful here. Even though he has 1-1, Oz does have 2-2 and Saya Storm, as well as a lot of sentries with a lot of energy. His army definitely wins the battle.
All right, here we go.
Beautiful little depot wall there, trying to flank it from both sides.
I don't know if MMA has enough. I mean, Oz really hasn't, except with the exception of that, very, very start of the game, he really hasn't been losing anything.
Yeah.
No, he's just staying back here. He's going to make the Terran come to him. Now, he's bunched together a little bit too much, I would say.
But look at that.
Oh, ghosts are coming!
And he needs some Psy Storms in here to really deal with this army as well as he can. Has a lot of upgraded Zealots, though. Starting going to run back.
Honestly, if I were Oz right now, I'd just make a force field wall and just go up the ramp and try to deal with the planetary.
It looks like he's going to deal with the SCVs for now, a little bit more cautious. And
okay, this is beautiful. Well, almost wanted to spit out my water. We had a little drop over here to save the expansion. Probably the best thing you could do in that moment.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what he had to do. And look at this, using those stalkers to try to pick off ghosts. Does not want the EMPs to hit everything. Wants to minimize the damage those EMPs can possibly do. And, well, looks like he's still trying to get some high temperatures.
Yeah, looks like he's just going to back up. I think that's probably smart. That situation is a little bit too difficult to fight. He needs to warp and stuff at that pylon fast, or MMA's going to kill it off.
Well, he's chrono boosting his gateways right now so that he can warp some stuff in. But yeah, that's right. He just does not have a lot there for defense. Finally does warp some in.
Getting some immortals now as well.
It's funny, he got that second robo. I think he forgot he had a robo. Yeah. Because he hasn't used the robos, really. He made an observer and now just a couple immortals. I thought he was going to do a Colossus switch, which is so handsome, but he chose not to. Both players' supplies very similar, and he actually lost that Nexus to that little drop.
Ooh.
Well,
the table's starting to turn now.
It really is. MMA is coming back, and coming back with a vengeance. In fact, Oz never started his 3-3, so MMA is now 2-2 as well. All the ways Oz was ahead in are now gone. This is now a very close game, and basically one person losing a battle, a big battle at this point, will cost him the game.
Do you think he has too many Zealots? I mean, considering the way that this map is sort of shaped, there's a lot of moments where the Zealots are trying to go down a very narrow pathway.
That's true, and that's definitely one of the reasons why he probably chose this map.
Is he getting a Robo support bay?
No.
He's just not going to get Colossus against his ghosts? Okay, he actually, it looks like he actually managed to outmaneuver the army. Now he's going towards the expansion.
Ouch, a lot of damage being dealt here. Ghost going up to the high ground. He's got to use these ghosts as best as he can.
All right, now he wants to make a concave. That always means the convex. We don't have EMPs being blanketed out here yet. There we go.
And he does hit High Templars quite a bit. There are some storms left, and down a storm goes. Oh, another great EMP with some Archons being morphed. And it looks like Oz will clean up this army.
He needs to get those medevacs so badly. Look, bringing his observer there to see up. Wow. I'm kind of surprised that he won that, but...
Well, MMA is still in the lead. Oh, I like that late game Reaper.
Reaper not being microed.
Right now we have 45 probes to 61 SCVs.
He's going to get that robo that was never used.
He's like, oh wait, you're attacking my robo, but it's
like, I have a second robo? Oh my god. All right, well, the supply is now 122 to 102, with MMA still in the lead. But it looks like Oz is going to try to move in here.
This is a pretty cute little timing he's going for, but his Archon's stuck behind. Will he get a side storm off? A beautiful side storm, but no units left.
GG. He just going to give up on that one.
And MMA wins his map choice. Well done by MMA. You know, Oz opened up so strongly on that map. He really looked like, oh my god, is Oz going to 2-0? But MMA stayed very, very calm. He dealt with everything as it came, as calmly as possible. He never was like, oh my god, he has me contained. Oh my god, he has pylons everywhere. He never made he never faltered. Never made a big mistake. And eventually Oz made a few mistakes, and it piled up.
Well, you know, I think one thing that Oz is doing really good, or really well, is he was putting pylons all over the map. And when MMA cleaned out the pylons, he just stopped making pylons all over the map. And then he didn't know that drop was coming. He could have warped
the drop that killed the third base is a little bit... I'm wondering if... I think he must have gotten supply capped because he warped in 2 units over there, a High Templar and a Stalker.
Yeah.
I think he got supply capped. Losing that Nexus,
maybe,
that was unacceptable. He has 7 gateways. He can easily warp in enough to kill that little drop-off. You know, you warp in like 4 Stalkers and 3 Zealots or something like that. And with Blink Charge and your upgrades, you are going to kill that off and have a third base still. But once he lost that, MMA is like, well, I mean, it's 3 base against 2 man. You just lost a base. What are you going to do?
I'm curious what he has planned on the next map.
Well, the next map is Entombed Valley. Cool choice by Oz. A very easy map to get a third base on for both races. And, you know, that's a lot of times, well, that game at least, that's what cost him the game, is losing that third base. This is a map where he's not going to lose the third base cases. He will have that third base, and that will not be easy to kill.
You know, Oz, every time he opens up, it's always like really, it's like he's got his own style so much.
Yeah.
Like,
he has his own
you have a lot
way to play Protoss.
Sometimes there's like people that like 90% of the people who are good understand the game a certain way, but then there's like this 10% of people that sort of are like, it's like they see it, the way they see it is like not incorrect, but it's like very, very different. You know, I feel like Oz is one of those individuals.
And not just that, you notice in StarCraft 1, every Protoss kind of had their own flavor.
Sorry, what?
In StarCraft 1, all Protosses kind of had their own flavor.
I never tasted them, but what do you mean? No, I'm sorry. My ID's tasteless.
Yeah. Anyways, but no, I mean...
No,
like,
I do agree, like, the difference between Cal and then Stork.
There's like a way to play Terran, a way to play Zerg.
Yeah.
Right? And you can be stylistic. Absolutely you can be, and you can notice who has what style, but more so with Protoss in StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2, at the moment at least.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of has their own way of playing it.
Yeah.
Whereas in TVZ, I'm like, all right, I sit back like this when I cast a TVZ. I'm like, so it's going to be a reactive Hellion against a Hatch first. He's going to get up to lair. Right around the time he's going Spire, the Hellions will be dealt with. He'll take his third base.
This is true, though. Like, Terror's very big. Protoss, it's like
and yeah, you can mix your own thing in, but every Protoss has his own way of playing right now. It's kind of weird.
It's really interesting.
Yeah.
It's really, really interesting. All right, MMA going up against Oz, Entombed Valley. Oz could cheese, actually. Oz is not afraid to end a game in 5 minutes.
He's not afraid of
He's not afraid to take a nerd out.
Well, actually, he's got nerve issues, but he's not afraid of most things.
No.
Spiders
he might be nervous playing on TV, but, you know, you give that nerd a sledgehammer, he'll take that thing to a nerd's face. All right. The studio's actually packed in here today. Surprised people willing to leave their house considering how cold it is. All right. MMA against Oz. This is the GSL Codes in Seoul, Korea, the Maccabi Sports